Hello, I'm Noah Lieberman with the Lobby Observer. Since schools first closed last March due to the COVID-19 pandemic, students and teachers alike were left searching for activities to keep them occupied with their spare time. One junior student in particular, named Johnny Feldman, decided to do something very interesting with his extra time. He created a sports news and media coverage Instagram account that has been gaining a following very recently. I was fortunate enough to ask Johnny a few questions about his account.
All right, so here we have Johnny Feldman. Thank you for joining us today, Johnny.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. So the first question I want to ask you is, when did you first create this account?
I created it in April of this year during the prime of quarantine because I was pretty bored. So pretty good time to start it.
Yeah, I'd agree. A lot of things to do around that time.
Mhm.
The second question I have for you is, what inspired you to originally make the account?
My love for sports probably, and just spreading the news around is pretty fun. So yeah.
Awesome. So at what point did you really realize that this account was going to take off and that you really started to gain some followers?
So when I first saw that a lot of athletes like to post this stuff on their stories, like the news for their friends and teammates. I think that the first moment I decided that I was gonna get big is when, I don't know if you know who this is, but running back Nick Chubb on the Browns posted my post on his story.
Oh,
I was
wow.
like, okay, this is catching on now.
Pretty big, yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And the final question I have for you is, what was your favorite player interaction that you've had on your account so far?
So I'd say honestly all of them. It's pretty cool having them respond to my questions if I have any, or them responding to my wishes to them and saying congrats on getting signed or something like that to the team. I just think that's pretty cool. Seeing players who play on TV on Sundays when you see them on primetime games, having them respond to you is pretty cool.
Great. Thank you so much. That's awesome.
All right, thank you.
Wow, looks like all that hard work paid off. We were also able to catch up with Westboro High School alum Theresa Volin. Theresa is in the middle of her junior year at the University of Maryland after she graduated from Westboro High School in 2018. Reporter Brady was able to interview Theresa about her year at Maryland during the coronavirus pandemic.
Hi, I'm Brady Volin with the Library Observer, and today I'm here with Theresa Volin, former Westboro High School student. Thank you so much for joining us today, Theresa.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it's our pleasure. First off, I want to ask you, how was your junior year at Maryland affected by coronavirus?
So it was a little challenging to adjust, obviously, with school. Most of the classes are online, just like Westboro High School. And then when you did go in, you had to wear masks and everyone was super far away. It was all measured and everything. So it was definitely weird to get used to. And socially, obviously, it was really different because you can only have a certain amount of people in the same space. So things that you usually would look forward to at school, like tailgates and everything, couldn't happen. So that was kind of disappointing. But it was, for the most part, good. I was just really glad to be there. I did end up getting it, but it was okay.
How was that experience getting corona? Obviously, you're so far away from home. How did you kind of deal with that?
So it was a little challenging because usually when you get sick, you want your parents to kind of help you and take care of you. And obviously that wasn't the case. So it was definitely hard. I luckily ended up getting it, or not luckily, but I ended up getting it at the same time as a few of my friends. We probably ended up getting it at the same place. As careful as you can be, there's always a risk. So we probably ended up getting it at the same time. So at least I wasn't alone, but it was really symptomatic. So it was definitely difficult, but I'm totally fine now. So.
Oh, well, that's good to hear that you're good now. But what kind of symptoms did you express when you had it?
So I lost my sense of smell, which was weird because I could still taste, but I also had really bad body aches. My head hurt, my throat hurt, my stomach hurt, my chest was really tight. It hurt to walk up and down the stairs. It was hard to breathe. So it wasn't great, but I'm totally fine now. So
yeah, well, we're very happy that you're fine now. With that whole coronavirus experience, how excited are you to be back home?
It's definitely good to be back, especially when you're in that environment. it's hard to balance what is safe and what you want to do because you're in college. So it's definitely relaxing to be back, less stressful for sure. And I definitely feel lucky that I was able to even go in the first place, but it's definitely nice to be back. And I got tested and everyone's like safe. So it feels good to finally be home.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Theresa.
Thank you for having me.
It was a real pleasure.
Yeah.
That must have been a really tough experience. I wanted to thank both Theresa and Johnny for joining us in their interviews today. This is Noah Lieberman for the Lobby Observer, signing off.